All right, going live here and starting a little bit early, but figured why not. So, yeah, I'm just gonna change the thumbnail real quick. Yeah, I was gonna start at 6:30, and right now it's about maybe quarter after. Close enough. Just gonna change the thumbnail up here. Hey, alter ego, turn on the fan. Let's see what we got. Yeah. Hey, Bobby. So we got Bobby, we got alter ego. Hope everybody can hear me okay. Yeah, okay, it's 6:14 right now, so well, I call him Louie. That's what I call him. Referring to my cat. Yeah, he's outside. He's hanging around. But I don't call him Luke. I call him Louie. Alice in Terrorland? I have no idea what that is. So yeah. I haven't heard a thing about it. Yeah, I haven't heard much about that. Hey, Kevin. And by the way, I am going to do your request soon. Um, but I know we're kind of cutting close here towards the end of January, but I haven't forgot about you, and I will be doing your request this weekend. So be on the lookout for that. Yeah, I did hear about that. That apparently we're getting another Jurassic World movie. Why? It's not like Dominion with it was anything to write home about. I didn't see the film, but from what I gather, the consensus on that movie wasn't all that good. Hey, Sean Little. But the only Jurassic World movie, actually, I've seen the first two movies. I thought the second one was a little bit better, um, but that's just me. Hey, DJ. Yeah, I did hear about that too. Apparently, we're getting a Book of Eli prequel series, and I think they want John Boyega for the role. I've never seen the Book of Eli with Denzel, so yeah. Yeah, so I did see it. Um, you know, I know Pauly Shore so badly wants to get an Oscar because his two co-stars from Encino Man got Oscars, so he wants to real bad, very badly get the Oscar and or chase it. But if Richard Simmons, I've heard that he's not for like he doesn't really endorse it. I've heard both things. I've heard that he hasn't given permission, but I also heard that he kind of like he wished him luck. So I don't know. Um, so I don't know what is it. I'm looking over there because my parents' cat is in the room here, and she's just playing with her own tail. Uh, I've never seen it. Yeah, Jurassic World just felt like a. It just felt like a reboot. That's what it felt like to me. Is Stallone coming back for Cliffhanger 2? To be honest with you, I really don't look forward to it. We don't need a Cliffhanger 2. and Stallone should just stay retired. Or, what he's doing right now is not really much. Just stay retired. I thought the second one, what was the second one? I forgot the name of it. Um, I thought that was a little bit better. I thought it was more straightforward. Uh, I think from what I remember, it was shorter. I don't know, just something about it was more straightforward and more enjoyable. A Dracula spy series? Not really. Hey, Quinn, I hope you're doing well. Yeah, they should have done Cliffhanger 2 in the 90s. Maybe like, maybe sometime after Copland. That to me would have been a good time to do it. That would have been a perfect. Yeah, yeah, you can say that. Daylight is kind of in spirit a sequel to Cliffhanger. There's your Cliffhanger 2, Daylight. We got that back in the day. So yeah, Daylight is the spiritual sequel. Oh, that's cool. I've never played Fortnite. I've watched my nephew play the game, but I've never have played Fortnite. Right now, I'm still playing Hitman Blood Money, and I have a few more missions. I have a few more missions to go on that one, and then when I finish that, I'm going to get Hitman Absolution. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much what it was for me. I mean, I've only seen it. I think I've seen it twice, and both times I just didn't care for it. Or like the first time around, I didn't care for it at all, and I know I've seen it at least twice, but I just both times I could not get into the movie. Hey, Preminator, how would I pitch a Hitman movie reboot? You know what? What I would love for them to do, and it's funny because I was just thinking about this today. Really, I would love to see like a series, maybe maybe on Netflix or Prime, because I see what they're doing. Like, for example, I know this is completely different, but I look at what they're doing with the Reacher series, and I'm like, and I look at the John Wick movies, kind of like a combination of those, more so the John Wick movies, because that kind of world I could see working for a Hitman movie. Like, why can't Chad Stahelski get behind? And if they announce tomorrow, let's say Chad Stahelski is getting behind or doing a Hitman movie, I'm in, because I know, he would not let it, he would not F it up. I would have a little bit of faith in a Chad Stahelski developing a Hitman movie than what we got, because we've had two Hitman movies. The first one sucks, and I haven't seen the second one. But I could see, what they did with the John Wick movies. I'm like, yeah, I could see that. I would love to see that done that way for like the Hitman character. That's what I would imagine. The John Wick movies, at least the first three, are my Hitman movies. Maybe like they're not as, you can focus on him being the silent assassin. I'm not saying that it has to be very action forward. Like when you think about the John Wick movies, I'm not saying that Hitman has to be like that, but maybe you can develop that kind of world, that kind of universe and the characters that surround John Wick. Like I see a lot of Hitman um, through those movies. I would not want to see a new Popeye movie. Do people nowadays even care about? I like the Popeye character, but does the general audience really care about Popeye? Yeah, I didn't care for the CGI and Jurassic World, but that's just me. It would have been better. I think it would have been better than than what we got. Yeah, I did hear about that Popeye entering the public domain in 2025. God knows. It's so weird because my desktop, the clock on my desktop is like 17 minutes slow. So I have to look at the chat to keep an eye on the time here. I mean, I'm not going to go for 3 hours or whatever tonight. I have to go to work in the morning, but we'll go for a little bit here. I can't argue with that because Jurassic Park, the first movie is a great movie. It's a classic. I do like Lost World for what it is. I know it's not a great movie, but there's things that I like about it. I think Jurassic Park 3 is a very solid movie and sequel. To me, it was very straightforward. It was entertaining. I do enjoy the first three Jurassic Parks, but I can understand, why Jurassic Park should have been left alone. Like, did you really need sequels? Looking back, with the Lost World, I know it has issues, but I still like the film. Yeah, I did hear about that. Steamboat Willie is being made into a slasher. I'm like, of course. In fact, I think there's two slashers coming out on Steamboat Willie. There's three of them? Okay, because I've only heard of two. And I saw the trailer for one. I'm like, this is stupid. I didn't know there's three. I knew there was two. To be honest with you, Declan, I haven't really played Call of Duty. I maybe have played a little bit of one Call of Duty game, but I forgot which one. So I can't really answer that question. I would love to play more. Maybe after I'm done with the Hitman series on PC, maybe I can look into that. I have no idea, Alter. I mean, that's the ever since that Winnie the Pooh Blood and Money came out, that's what I've been asking. Why is it that everything that when it becomes public domain, they have to make a $2 horror movie out of the property? I have no idea. I think part of it is, just so they can be the first to do it. Like a lot of, whenever you see a comment on a YouTube video, you'll see first. People will comment first, and I think that's part of it because they can brag about it and say, "Hey, we're the first to do this horror movie on Steamboat Willie, or Winnie the Pooh, or Bambi." Because now we're getting Bambi, the Reckoning. I'm like, why? I have no idea what that is. Zatanna, don't know what that is. That's cool. Yes, I have. In fact, I talked about it in my last stream. I really enjoyed it. And if it is on PC, I mean, I don't have a PS5 or anything. I think they've announced it for PC and the new Xbox. But from the looks of it, that trailer alone was better than 100 times better than anything that came out of Indy 5. This new video game that's coming out, that is my Indy 5. So yeah, I look forward to it. And I definitely will be checking it out. See, why can't they do more of that? We're seeing what they did with the RoboCop video game, this new Indiana Jones video game. To me, that's the way that that's what they should do. That's how they, for me, when I look at the RoboCop, which I haven't played yet, when I look at this new Indiana Jones video game, and I'm like, to me, this is what they should do. With these properties, or if they want to continue the legacy of these characters, do video games. It's not that difficult. So yeah, I do look forward to the Great Circle. For people that haven't seen it, go watch it. It is 100 times better than Dial of Crap. I would say Zack Snyder's worse, because at least I can name off Roland Emmerich films that I've enjoyed. Zack Snyder, the one film that I enjoyed was Watchmen, but I haven't seen that in many years. Roland Emmerich, he's done quite a few movies that I've liked, and that's way more than Zack Snyder. What if John Cena punched Victor Salva in the face? It would be the only time that I would support John Cena. Yeah, I did see the trailer for that. It's like a survival Jurassic Park game. It looks fun. I mean, I would say I'm more excited for the new indie game, because if it's available on PC, then I definitely would love to get that. And I still want to get the new RoboCop video game. But last time I looked, it was like $50 on PC, so I'll wait a little bit. I don't think Arnold's going to punch James Cameron. I would see it. Steve Austin would give Kevin Spacey a stunner, stomp a mud hole in him. I'll watch it. A True Lies video game now? Probably not. I could see them where True Lies, like the Indiana Jones is a property. It's had quite a few movies. I'm trying to think what else they could do like that. Like what other property, could they make into a video game or continue? Like maybe I could see Die Hard. I mean, obviously you're not going to bring back Bruce Willis, considering his condition, but I could see maybe that. Where there's been video games on Die Hard, but I can, perhaps see them doing that in the future. Probably. I mean, James Cameron has always been flip-floppy. I mean, didn't he at one point when Terminator Genesis came out, he said he liked it, and then like a week later, he's like, no, I don't like it, or he disregarded it. Of course, James Cameron cannot make up his mind. I mean, he's like a little kid, with the light switch. He's turning it on and off. I mean, he's very on and off with his opinions. Yeah, I've never played that. I've never played the Die Hard trilogy on PlayStation. If you're wondering what I'm drinking at, I got Crystal Light. So, sugar-free. Let's look at movie news here. So apparently, for people out there that like the WWE Raw leaves cable after 3 decades to stream exclusively on Netflix starting in 2025. So for people out there that are WWE fans or former fans, so the WWE is leaving USA and they're going to be on Netflix starting next year. Hi, Psychobo. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't want to. James Cameron, the last film he directed that I liked was True Lies. And the guy's going to continue and probably end his career on Avatar 4 or whatever the case. I'll pass. Yeah, you could say that. I mean, that was kind of the end of the competition. And I don't know who said it. Lack of competition creates complacency. And I think that's what happened after 2001. Around that era, like '01, '02, the WWE, because they've gotten rid of the competition, they got too relaxed. And I think that's what happened. Is that lack of competition creates complacency. So, and you're seeing that now, like even in the realm of movies and what we're seeing today in terms of films and studios getting bought out, this and that. I mean, so that still applies to the film, to the realm of movies today, entertainment. Uh, I don't know if he should have retired, but well, maybe I would say this. I mean, of course, back then you just don't know, but if I because he did Titanic, and then he did Avatar years later. Maybe he should have retired, but how about not directing movies like Titanic? And I know that's such a. I know some people out there may like the movie, but he could have done Spider Man. Why didn't he do Spider Man? How about that? I'd rather have seen what he would have done with Spider Man than Titanic, than Avatar. But that's just me. To me, if he would have continued on through the '90s, which he did, do Spider Man, but it's too late. Yeah, exactly. I Alter Ego. I know what Danny Phantom is, but I never got into it. I never watched it. Like you know, I know it's a cartoon, but I was by that point. Whenever what era was Danny Phantom on? Yeah, see, around that era, so Danny Phantom ran from '03 to '07. Even by '03, I was kind of out of cartoons. That's just me. I mean, some of those cartoons by that point, I was just out of it. I didn't really have a lot of interest. I was more into collecting movies. That I can remember, even back in '03, I had purchased my first couple of movies. And that's when, my love for collecting started to emerge because I picked up The Matrix and The Mask. And that was when they had the snapper case. And that was around that time I really started to collect movies. Cartoons was behind me. I was 14. So again, I just, you know, but I'm just being honest about that. Yeah, I haven't seen the Total Recall remake, but yeah, RoboCop 2014 is awful. If they do a Lone Ranger reboot, I don't think it would be lame. Chaos Walking, I've never seen it. Yeah, Avatar is a poor man's Dune. I'd rather watch Dune or Pocahontas before Avatar. 2018, okay. Yeah, 2003, because a year later, uh, 2004 is when we had the house fire. And at the time of the house fire, I had built up a little collection of movies, maybe about 50 movies or whatever. And I told the fireman, because one fireman went back inside the house to grab valuables and stuff. And I'm like, just get my movies. I don't care. Like everything else that I had, I'm like, I don't care about. Just get my movies. And a fireman came out with a sack, like Santa's sack, and he had it over his shoulders. And he had a sack, all of my movies in this one sack. Then he laid it out on the lawn. He laid it out on the grass, and I was able to get all of my movies together. And true story. I think I've told that before. Well, it's funny because the TMNT 2003 series I discovered a little bit later because with that, being a big fan of the characters, I wanted to give that a watch and I wanted to give that a chance. And that has become and I and what I said earlier is not to say that I can't enjoy something animated now or a cartoon like even the Batman the animated series I love and I could still watch it as an adult. But man, I'm saying around like the mid 2000s, early to mid 2000s, 2010s, I wasn't really watching a lot of cartoons or Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, Disney. I was out of it by then. But with the TMNT 03 cartoon, I've come to love that, and I would love to have it on Blu-ray. I would love to own it. Uh, that I do have the '80s cartoon on DVD, and yeah, I love the '03 series, and I want to get it. So, and actually, I prefer that more. That I still like the '80s cartoon, but I love the 2003 series a bit more. The new Scooby Doo movies, I don't know if I have a favorite episode. Uh, that's a big what if. I have to think that whatever vision he would have in mind for the sequel trilogy would have been better than what we ultimately got. I can imagine that if Lucas was able to give him control, we would have had a better reunion between Luke, Han, and Leia. I can guarantee you that. So, you know what? I would have more faith in George Lucas than J.J. Abrams. Just look at what we got with the Star Wars sequel trilogy. Um, there you go. Okay. You know what? That would be fun if it was like an animated movie. Because I know they did a Scooby Doo and Courage the Cowardly Dog crossover. So you know what? Why not do Gremlins? I know that Casey Kasem was the original voice of Shaggy, but I had no idea he was Shaggy's dad. But no, I haven't seen that person. Maller, is that how you say it? Yeah, I mean, I can understand that. I mean, family comes before, the trilogy. Oh, here we go. Well, that's easy. Ezra Miller can have a herd of T Rexes trample on his ass. Woody Allen, he could push into a pit of mousetraps, and yeah, the Peter Griffin can fart on the director's Skinamarink. Sure, why not? Yeah, exactly. I mean, James. I mean, I'm not the most uh, insightful on the texture, but I mean that was part of movies back then. I mean, James Cameron, he wants to eliminate all grain, from what I understand. Man, this True Lies Blu-ray, it looks very AI infused, and everybody looks like a Madame Tussauds wax figure. So, yeah. Did I miss a comment? I'm sorry. Uh, but if you want to send me like a link or something, Sean, I would like, once this live stream is done, you could put it in the comments section, or you could put it in the chat. You could try, but I don't want to click on it right away. I'll just copy and paste, or however you want to do it, man. I would laugh. Yeah, I mean, the Terminator franchise, Genesis sucked, Dark Fate sucked. So I think it's even T3. There's some things I like about it, but it's not a good movie. All you needed was the first two. Which that was, I have to say, it was a lot of fun watching T2 and Total Recall on the big screen. With Total Recall, though, during the movie, which I switched seats for when Total Recall started, and for Total Recall, I sat in the very front, and there was a couple behind me, like they just kept fidgeting, they kept talking, dropping cans, and just, and that could be a whole rant, and I don't want to get angry here, uh, but if people are going to be disruptive in the theater, stay home. Yeah, Salvation is okay. Yeah, I mean, I honestly, yeah, Cameron should have directed T3 instead of doing Avatar. I don't know if I would T3. I don't think it's underrated. I'll give the film its action scenes, and uh, if it wasn't for the humor, I would say Arnold's not bad. Nick Stahl isn't bad. That I thought Nick Stahl did a decent job. I thought Claire Danes did a decent job. I thought the TX Uh, like I thought she was a decent villain, not on the level of Robert Patrick, but I thought she was decent. So I think there's some good things about T3, but I'm just not a fan of it. I think the humor was just too much. It really overtook the movie, but that's just me. Yeah, I mean, if it was done by Cameron, uh, to me, I think the story finished with T2. If you were going to make T3, okay, if Cameron didn't want to direct, but why get the guys that directed U571? Like, especially around that time, why couldn't they have gotten, another director that knows how to handle that type of story, that caliber, you know, where the second movie, was a big hit, it made an impact, and you go from that to T3. Like, if Cameron didn't want to come back, then get a better director. Uh, yeah, I'm just going over my collection. Who could have directed T3 other than Jonathan Mostow? If Cameron didn't come back, maybe a Ridley Scott, but I don't know if he would touch that. I'm just kind of spitting out directors here. Maybe Tony Scott. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Predator 2 is a great movie, great sequel. Die Hard 4, very entertaining movie. But for people on the chat that are watching, with Terminator 3, if Cameron didn't direct, like, what director out there around that time could have directed T3 to where, it could have been a competent, uh, movie, like a film that could be on par with with T2. Who would have been a capable director? I don't know. No, I'm just looking over there. Hey, Junebug. Because they're cheap. Because they're lazy. Yeah, I mean, even Salvation, which gave us a little bit of that, but it's not a perfect movie. Like, I can watch it as like a fun time waster or whatever. Yeah, same here. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I heard. Like, Barbie got no nominations or whatever. Like, Paul Giamatti is up for Best Actor, and I hope he wins it. Not that I really care to watch the Oscars or that I really care for the Oscars, but I know he's up for Best Actor. Patrick Tatopoulos. Now, what did he do? Sorry about that. I real quick want to give a shout out to this is just a random comment. Uh, John Rogers gave me a comment on my review for Very Bad Things. I very much appreciate your review. If I can make a suggestion, the only thing holding you back is a better camera and a microphone. With that said, I very much enjoy your review and explanation of the movie. I do appreciate it, and I do agree. I could use a better camera and microphone. This is a cheap, low end microphone that I think it costed like $30 when I got it. But I definitely would love to get a new camera. Maybe in February. Yeah, I can understand that. And I forgot Jonathan Mostow directed Breakdown, which I have that on DVD somewhere. But yeah, I knew he directed other movies. He directed U571. I think he directed Surrogates with Bruce Willis. And he directed Breakdown, of course. uh Not really. That I think we've had enough of Superman. That's just me. James Gunn, I mean, should he stop directing superhero movies? I didn't like Guardian. Well, I do love the first two Guardians movies, but I don't know. Have a good one, Alter. But yeah, I would love to get a new camera. I definitely agree with that. And apparently, so I think the guy that directed it was it Coming to America too, and he also directed that comedy with Eddie Murphy. No, not Eddie Murphy. Yeah, Eddie Murphy. What was that? What was that comedy that came out last year? It had Jonah Hill, Eddie Murphy, David Duchovny. Apparently, he's directing a two remakes. He's directing a remake of Wizard of Oz and It's a Wonderful Life, and they're going to woke the crap out of it, from what I understand. I forgot his name, something Barris. Nah, okay, so no, that's not the director I'm talking about. What was the name of that movie? You People. I think he directed that. Is that yeah, yeah? So the guys that directed You People is directing a two remakes, one for Wizard of Oz and It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah, Gamer's a good movie. He hasn't done much since Surrogates. He did Hunter's Prayer. Okay. Yeah, because Surrogates, that was what, 2008 or 9? Have a good one. Yeah, I'm just looking at cameras right here. I could use a new one. And I don't mind spending a little bit. My favorite tagline? I don't know if I have a favorite. Yeah, I don't know if I have a favorite. There's too many to list. Yeah. Yeah, the guy that directed You People is bringing remakes of Wizard of Oz and It's a Wonderful Life to be more inclusive. So instead of the scarecrow, wanting to find a brain, he'll search for his gender. And the Tin Man's gonna look for a penis. Encourage the cowardly lion. Is gonna start an OnlyFans. And the Wicked Witch is gonna be the Wicked White Man. So yeah. And yeah, so for people, if you notice my knuckles are red because of the cold, it's cracking my skin. Looks like I've been in Fight Club. We don't talk about that. No, but yeah, I mean it's so cold that my knuckles crack. So yeah, this is worse than this. Are you talking about You People? Yeah, it was made for Netflix. It had Jonah Hill, Eddie Murphy, David Duchovny. Mm, damn. But I think I'll probably stream for another, let's see, maybe like 20, 25 minutes here. And that would be like a good hour and some change, because I have to work tomorrow. Um, that's why I didn't want to go for a long time here. Yeah, I mean, I know who they are, but honestly, I mean, there's things I definitely agree with them on, but I mean, I don't really tune into their channels much. I mean, I'm always I'm always just trying to catch up with everybody on here, like my friends and stuff. And so when I come home from work, that's kind of like the first thing I'm going to, like, what is Matt uploaded? What's Fabio uploaded, or Mike, or my go-to friends up here that I'm subscribed to. You know, so that's honestly what I try to watch whenever, like, if I'm sitting down here, like eating dinner or working on whatever. Uh, I will have a one of Matt's streams, and I know he did a stream last night with Mike. So really, I try to catch up with everybody else. But that's why, I mean, but I don't really get into the political arena much on here, anyways. Um, I mean, I'm critical of, I mean, obviously the woke and stuff. I mean, I just talked about it, but you know, I just try to keep it mostly, within the realm of entertainment, movies, ranting on movies today, which does kind of tie into the political things that are going on. And I don't mind going there, like, with friends or whatever, but I mean, I don't really talk about it that much. Yeah, I'm just looking at cameras right here. Hey, Jack. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, like I said, send it on whatever you got. Feel free to email. Uh, like me and Matt, we kind of message each other a little bit here and there, but I think he's just been busy. I mean, that's the only thing I can. That's what I assume, and you know, I tell him, hey, whenever you're free up or whenever you have time, do you want to get up and this and that? And um, I don't know. I mean, he hasn't been on in a while, and that if he is busy, and that's fine. I mean, so I don't know, what's going on with Matt, and hopefully maybe he'll have some free time or whatever. But so, oh, really? Stallone or De Niro was going to be an eraser in the early draft. That's it. That's cool. You got more on that? If there's information, feel free to send it. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, that's the unfortunate thing of it. I mean, and I don't, how can I say this? Just because I don't really talk about it much is not me like avoiding it. I mean, it's obviously it's there in our face every day. Um, but that's why I try to keep it to mostly, about movies and talking about movies of the past and talking about movies of the present and stuff. And so I don't do it to avoid the topic. I just try to, because what happens is, no matter what kind of opinion you have, which, you know, there's always going to be trolls no matter what you do. You could do good stuff, good content, and there's always gonna be a troll, and that's gonna happen. But I try to keep things, kind of cool and collected, and that's what I try to do, and because that's what's no matter what we believe in, and which I again I've taught I ranted a little bit earlier. I didn't go on like a big rant about the remakes of Wizard of Oz and stuff, but I'll talk about it a little bit. But what I'm trying to say is, I try to keep things calm and collected, because once we get knee deep into that, and it just this starts riffs. I don't know. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I just try to keep things you know calm and cool on the channel, and I'm aware of what's going on, not out there in the world, which is why I try to provide the opposite. I try to provide fun here on the channel, and to me, movies are fun. I enjoy movies. I enjoy movies of the past. I enjoy talking about movies. I enjoy reading about movies. I enjoy discussing movies with you guys. Because it's easy to rant on what's going out there in the world, and it's every day in our face. Um, I don't enjoy it, to be honest with you. But hey, Rich, hope you're doing well. Director, screenwriter in the house. And honestly, I think another thing is too, I can't get so loud here. So yeah, I mean, if I were somewhere else, yeah, I would think I would rant a little bit more. but I don't want to get that angry here. Oh, really? That's 10 writers. Wow. So Eraser was in development back in 94. But yeah, I'll probably go on for another 15 minutes here because I have to get ready for tomorrow and take a shower and all that good stuff. I'm very tempted at, before I even come back with another video, is get another camera. I would love to get a camera. I want to get a new camera. I've had this for a while, and I would definitely love to get a new one. And I'm very tempted to do that. Yeah, I mean, I would love to talk to Matt again. I mean, we kind of message each other here and there, um, but he hasn't say, "Hey, let's get up" or "Let's hang out." Um, you know, he hasn't said why he's been busy, and I don't want to. I don't want to badger him on that. So, and I don't want to badger him too much on this podcast we're supposed to do. So I've been, you know, everything is good. I just think he's just busy. Hey, thank you, Rich. And one day, Rich, we got to do a podcast or a live stream. I would love to talk to you. I think I know you and Junebug did a live stream, which is cool. Let's see here. Oh, apparently there's a collector's edition of Tank Girl on the way. Now, when is that coming out? The Tank Girl collector's edition will be released in April of 2024. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, because that stuff is entertaining. Like Fabio, you know, he's far more entertaining than I am, than I can admit. Than I mean, I always love his cry kid comment of the day videos and people are stupid videos, and whenever Fabio goes off on you know all these things out there, whether it be the woke or various topics, it's always entertaining to watch, and I get a laugh. Fabio's a great guy, and we need to do a live stream again because it's fun. I always enjoy talking to Fabio. Yeah, I did hear about that. And I mentioned it earlier, and it's just so weird that they're moving exclusively to Netflix. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Fabio, he's one of the greats to me. And I was looking through movie news here. Masters of the Universe Collector's Edition Blu-ray arrives in spring. I guess not. Which I'm a little back and forth right now if I want to watch the Royal Rumble. I do have Peacock. Um, so I may watch the Royal Rumble. We'll see what happens. So apparently the sequel to Mortal Kombat 2 has wrapped filming. Gillian Anderson joins Tron 3. So they're still doing Tron 3. Hey, Zach D. Hope you're doing well. Zach D Productions. Would you laugh or be upset if I put you guys? Sure, go for it, Bobby. No, I would not be upset. Man. Yeah, I'll go on for another 10 more minutes here. So uh, feel free to send in as many questions as you like, as your heart desires. My top five favorite movies of all time. That's a great question. Number one, which for a while was Hackers, but I would my number one favorite movie of all time is Jaws. Then behind that is Hackers. Then I would say TMNT 1990, and then uh, the other two I'm always back and forth with. I would say I think Aliens would be in there, my top five, and then Tremors. Yeah, Tremors would be. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say Jaws. Hackers is number two. Number three, TMNT 1990. Number four, I want to say Batman 89. Uh, I just love that movie. And then number five is going to be Tremors or Aliens. Hey, Alex. I don't know. I didn't read up on the details, but yeah, they are doing a collector's edition of Tank Girl. The original Godzilla, T2, First Blood. Yeah, they're all classics. Uh, Now I never seen that one. No, I've never watched your short films. Yeah, sad to hear. I just heard about it. today or yesterday. I've never seen the original Rollerball, but I do have it on DVD. I've seen the. That's the unfortunate thing. I've seen the remake, but I haven't seen the original. Hey, Kamen Rider. I would say the first three Jurassic Parks that I love the first movie. It's a classic. The Lost World. There's things that I like about it, but I understand it's flawed. But I can still watch it. Jurassic Park 3, I think for me, is an enjoyable sequel. I like that it's, fast paced and straightforward. Jurassic World to me felt like a backdoor reboot of the first movie. It just kind of felt over bloated and I just didn't care for it. I thought the second film, which I forgot the name of it, uh, I thought that was a little bit better. I thought it was better paced, better directed. Um, it was more. I kind of felt like what Jurassic Park 3 was for the first two movies. It was a straightforward dino flick, and that's what I liked about it. And I haven't seen Dominion. Um, that's the only one that I haven't seen. I have never seen Rescue Me. Yeah, Fallen Kingdom. Yeah, I really enjoyed that one. I thought that was a better film than the first Jurassic World. Again, better paced, a bit more better action. Yeah, Jurassic World is a backdoor reboot. It's like if Hollywood, took the Jurassic Park property and ate it and it shot out their back door. That's basically what it is. It's a backdoor piece of shit. Literally. The Dark Half. Yeah, that's a good movie. The Dark Half is underrated. Man, I have it on DVD. Not DVD, but Blu-ray. But the Dark Half is really good. Well, I know there's a so around where I live here, we don't have a Checkers, but I know there's a Checkers in Raleigh, like somewhere in that area. There's a Checkers. I think there's a Checkers maybe down the street from where I work. So maybe one day I'll go check it out. Oh, thank you, Zach. Yeah, I mean, lately it's been kind of in and out a little bit. I've been uploading some playthroughs of Hitman Blood Money and reviews. I have a review for the Searchers typed up. I just have to record it. But I'll do one more question for here. So I'll do this question and I'll do one more. Yeah, we got a cookout. Cookout we have about 2 miles from here, and it's new. I don't go there often, but I love their milkshakes. They got good food. They got good milkshakes. So, and Hardee's, we have a Hardee's too, but I don't really go to Hardee's much. I'm not a big Hardee's guy. The John Wick movies, I love the first three, and I'm not a fan of part four. Uh, I thought part four was just too long and a bit far fetched. I mean, even for John Wick, I mean, I think it just took it too far, and I didn't care for the ending. My top 3 favorite James Cameron movies, I would say number 1 is Aliens, number 2, True Lies, and number 3, The Terminator. But you know what? I'll end it on that here. But thank you to everybody for joining in here. I know this wasn't a long stream, but like I said, I have to get ready for tomorrow and take a shower and stuff. But I just want to thank everybody for jumping in here, for joining in, and Prebinator, Zach, Sean, Alex. If I mentioned, yeah, I think I mentioned Alex already. DJ earlier, Bobby, direct to screenwriter Jack, Alter Ego, Declan, Kevin. Thank you everybody for joining in. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back.